I'm trying to think which NBA team has the worst future going forward. I've said this to you a lot of times. I think it's between the Nets and the Kings.
Damn it. The Kings is my pick.
Yeah.
The Kings is 100% my pick. The
Yeah.
Kings are just a failed franchise, in my opinion.
I know.
All the top picks that they've ever had, if you go back and think about it, Marvin Bagley, Ski Laversier, or whatever the hell that dude's name was.
Dre Lyles.
Anybody that they draft in the top 10 as a franchise, it's going to fail.
Marvin Bagley. But not just draft.
Yeah, their trades are
Yes,
insane.
But not just draft. It's who they missed out on. They missed Luka.
Yeah,
right?
Trae Young.
They traded Fox and Sabonis.
For what did they get back?
They're looking like, and it's funny because people say like, you know, once a player leaves the Lakers, they become awesome. Once
It's
a
the
player
Kings.
leaves the Kings,
Yeah. If Sabonis were to get traded right now, I would book him back for an All-Star team.
and I don't know which system Sabonis could even fit in because he's like, you have to build around him.
can't
But
guard,
like, I
yeah.
feel like if he got traded to, I don't know, Miami, like he would
he'd be
revitalize
good.
his career.
And DeMar DeRozan, like he got himself into the top 15 scorers of all time for
Yeah.
every other franchise, and he's been on the Kings now. I looked at his box score the other day. They were in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left. He had 6 points.
Yeah.
But DeRozan's a 20-point per game scorer. Like, book it. The only player that I've seen like go to the Kings and like actually be relevant is Westbrook.
Yeah.
Westbrook's from okay over
Which
there.
is funny because his career was over. He
It was
didn't
over- yeah,
he didn't have a
exactly.
team. Fox is awesome. He should be an all-star, maybe even an all-NBA
Yeah,
guy this
true.
year. Halliburton just went to Game 7
Yeah, I
in
forgot about Halliburton.
in the NBA Finals. And now we're looking at this Kings roster, and it's like, what assets do you have to trade? You just traded Keon Ellis. He's been freaking balling for Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly. He was one of your best players.
Yeah. And
They extended Keegan Murray, I remember.
that's
and
one
he-
of the worst contracts in the NBA.
ever. Yeah, in the NBA ever. Because he was like he was a shooter. He was a
Yeah.
good like 3-and-D defender. But whatever they paid him was way too much
Yeah.
for you could just find a 3-and-D player. Like they traded for RJ Hunter, who had averaged 9 points a game this
Yeah.
season. RJ Hunter, like
RJ Hunter ain't in the league. Oh yeah. Oh, from Cleveland.
yeah, or that's his name, right?
Yeah,
RJ
you're
Hunter.
right. You're right. And it's just crazy because players go there just to die.
Yeah.
And Zach LaVine, don't get me started on him. It's like, bro,
Oh, I forgot he's on the
you're
team.
the biggest empty stat guy we've seen in the last 20 years.
And I also it's DeAndre Hunter.
It's DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah,
RJ
yeah,
Hunter
yeah,
was
yeah.
the March Madness
Yeah,
legend. That's
the
why when you
legend,
said that,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
no. He was a Celtic.
But no, DeAndre Hunter averages like 9 points a game, and
and he was a good role player with Atlanta.
Who they trade for him? They traded the Ellis.
Yeah, Ellis.
And then DeMar DeRozan, they trade with the Bulls every other year. Year.
And mark my word, Ellis is gonna be like a big
He'll be-
playoff
he
performer
will for the
this
Kings.
season.
And Schroeder as well.
Yeah, and Schroeder.
They had Schroeder, Westbrook.
The only guy I like on their
Levine.
squad is the guy I keep telling you about, Maxime Renard. And if they get rid of him, he's going to go to another team. Bro,
Nemes Keita.
I was just going to say.
Nemes Keita was
a king.
a reserve on the Kings.
And he's
now
averaging 10 and 10 on a
great
championship
starter.
team,
They'll
right?
get rid of Maxine and he'll go
Yeah.
to somebody. He'll go to like the Celtics or he'll go to somebody. OKC.
Yeah.
Just book OKC picking him up and being a star.
That's the thing is like this team has been in the bottom for so long, and then they had like that one playoff run that was kind of nice. The other team that
I
kind
like
of
the
comes to
Heat.
mind is Washington, Indiana, but Indiana's going to be really
Indiana's
good
And
next year.
Washington's.
Has some
I
pieces
don't wanna,
that you
I
can
think
like.
they are building something. They're
Yeah.
starting to build in the right direction.
If you look at their roster and you're like, oh, I kind of like Will Riley. Oh, I kind of like Keyshawn George. I
They
kind of
got
like
the Trae
Bub. I
Young
kind of like
eight,
Koulibaly.
yeah, and
Sar's great.
they're gonna have
right?
a pretty high pick.
Trey Johnson they just got, and now they're gonna get another high pick.
Yeah, but I just like with the King and the Nets as well. Like, let's not forget about how the Nets have just completely had no stars since like 2016.
Well, KD and Harden and Kyrie messed up their whole
and
future.
but
Yeah.
before that it was
That was their problem.
D'Lo.
That was the last super. The Suns had a super team, but that was one of the last super teams in my head where I was like, this isn't gonna work anymore.
Yeah, it's
super
not.
teams aren't gonna work anymore.
No.
And then he tried to do it in Phoenix too.
And now he went to the. And I'm sorry, the Rockets. Like it's not gonna work. They're gonna be a first round.
Think
exit
about
again.
how many guys they had on that team, like guys that you recognize their name: Drummond, Griffin, LaMarcus
Oh my
Aldridge,
God. Yeah.
Harden, Kyrie,
Joe Harris, Blake
Joe
Griffin.
Harris, Blake Griffin.
They brought in it was like the all-time just bring
Who's
them in
who,
team.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you were to use that all-time team on 2K,
They'd be nice.
They're
Yeah.
all-time if they just used players in their prime.
Yeah.
They had that team was insane. But on the court, everyone was hurt. KD just brought the vibes down. And then since then and before then, who was their best player?
It was
D'Lo?
almost like no one wanted Michael Porter Jr. Like they couldn't get off the Nuggets. Like couldn't find someone to pick up his big contract. Nets were like, oh, we'll pick it up, which has actually been the best thing that they've done. Yeah, but they were just like, oh, we're gonna tank as hard as we possibly can. Now MPJ doesn't even get minutes.
What picks or what have they gotten out of those picks for Mikal Bridges? They got 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. Can you name
Igor Demon?
Name one good, even like starter.
I like Demon's okay. I like Demon. Danny Wolf.
Those were first-round picks that you got.
They shot pretty high for those guys that they definitely could have got someone else.
Or trade their best free agent pickup this year was Terrence Mann.
Yeah.
Terrence Mann don't even play.
And I don't think Claxton's really an asset anymore.
Heck, he was.
As a backup center. I don't know if Clowney's really an asset.
Why didn't they start making trades when Claxton had some value?
Yeah.
Or like
I hate when teams do that though.
Yeah,
bro.
they're holding on to this guy. Like we're gonna build around him. You guys aren't building anything.
No, and a lot of teams do that. They hold the star for too long, and then the value depreciates.
And now you can't. You
like Atlanta did that with Trae Young, kind of.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, but at least they got.
I forgot. I mean, the Wizards have Trae Young, AD.
Yeah, the Wizards are building something. I don't even want to say that they're gonna make a play-in next year, but if you look at the route that the Hornets took, they got Trey Johnson in there last year. If they just get somebody like in the top 5 this year, with how many prospects are coming out this year, I like.
My biggest thing is if I look at a roster and I typically will know 10 to 15 guys on that roster. If I don't like 2 to 3 young promising guys that I'm like, he could potentially be good. He could potentially score 10 to 15 points a game.
They don't have a guy like.
I don't feel that way.
Do they have a guy like? Think about their roster right now. Do they have a guy that if you put him on any other team, they would get burned? Like a contending team.
Yeah.
Like if you looked at anybody on the Nets, would they play on the Celtics? No.
If Claxton came to the Boston, he would be our backup center.
Okay, Claxton. Yeah. Pistons.
But if Danny Wolf came to Boston, he wouldn't play.
Hell no.
No. We have guys. Hugo Gonzalez. I mean, that's a bad comp because Joe Mazzulla would probably turn him into a demon.
I'm just saying, most of these teams, you're not. Okay, Michael Porter Jr., but he's not playing.
No.
They have they have Travis Etienne's brother.
The only other,
Etienne.
The only other roster that I hate their 2 through 15 more is probably the Bucks. I just hate.
At least the Bucks got Giannis.
I said 2 though, 2 through 15.
Yeah,
Ryan Rollins contract. I mean, 3 through 15. Then Ryan Rollins is solid. KPJ has bounced around.
What are we doing?
I don't
with Miles Turner?
I don't really like what I've seen from Miles Turner. The Pacers won that. Like looking back at that, who thought that would be a good pairing with Giannis? I don't understand that.
Miles Turner is not he's a 3-point shooter by that's his trait, but he ain't good at that anymore.
No.
He's a paint demon.
He was pretty bad.
In
the series with the Pacers last year.
Yeah, in the finals.
Yeah,
like when he had
a 2-point game one game.
Yeah, he had 16 points one time. This is Turner's best game in the finals.
And I remember getting mad. Go grab a rebound.
Go do something.
You're not shooting 40% from 3 anymore.
Not anymore. Get down there and bang. And him and Giannis just aren't a good pairing. They've tried to build her. Yeah, you're right. The Bucks have a very bleak future. Depending on what they can get for Giannis.
I just don't know what they would say. What package would they put together? Hey, do you want AJ Green, a Luke Kennard, like a Luke Kennard type player?
Oh, yeah, no.
You want AJ Green,
Ryan Rollins?
I mean, but I wouldn't even get rid of Ryan. Do you want AJ Green, Bobby Portis, and Miles Turner?
Kyle Kuzma?
For what?
Yeah, what do you... Yeah, exactly.
What team's going to throw something at you?
The only saving grace for the Bucks, in my opinion, is if they can get... In the Giannis trade, they got to get 2 starters or a starter and a
At this point, I just feel like they have to.
They
brought in Dame, it didn't work. Their best shot was with Drew Holiday and Bobby Portis.
And Kyle, what's his name? Kyle or
Brook
Middleton.
Oh, Middleton. Yeah, Middleton.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, Middleton, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez. That was their best shot. And now it feels like if they keep Giannis, the rebuild window is 3 years.
Definitely.
And you don't have 3 years. Giannis is top 3 player in the league.
In my opinion, I'm sorry, but it's time to Giannis is gone.
You gotta just do
Giannis
it.
Is gone.
Do it.
And even after Giannis is gone, even whatever you get in the trade package, it's still gonna be 3 years. Don't get me wrong, because Giannis's trade package is just gonna go down and down and down. Again, like we were talking about earlier, trade Giannis a year ago or this past trade deadline, you might get an all-star caliber player, somebody young that's going to grow into an all-star.
If you traded Giannis last year, you could have got a top 3 pick.
And you could have got
easily
picks. You could have got multiple
now
picks.
I don't know if people... I mean, I think teams will throw a bag, but I also don't think it'll be as significantly as big as what it was last year.
Yeah, because the value is just going to keep going down. He's getting older. Yeah. He's consistently... And I don't know if people aren't saying this, but Giannis has an injury problem. I'm sorry. Because
it's been that way for a while.
It has.
Yeah.
He hasn't. When's the last time he's played in like a full playoff
Since
series?
the championship, they've lost. They've been first round exits every year.
Even last year, he was insane in the playoffs, but his team was so bad.
Yeah,
they went to game 6 or game 5?
They only won one versus Indiana.
Yeah,
got them out of there quick.
They were competitive in every game. That's just how good Giannis is.
Yeah,
but like we were saying, like they have nothing to build around. They gotta completely just retool the whole system in Milwaukee's. Doc Rivers. Why is he still coaching?
Yeah.
Why is he still coaching?
As a Celtics fan, like that dude has to be one of the most over. Like he'll go in the Hall of Fame as a coach.
But
like teams,
every other stop,
more Game 7 leads than
anybody
other player
in NBA
ever.
history.
Yeah.
Every other stop that he's been to, there's a ceiling with him.
Yeah.
Clippers.
Second round exit. Clippers. Bucks.
Was
Celtics.
he a Sixers coach?
Yeah, Sixers. Celtics.
And every year, what's
like
the consistent
you're hiring
theme?
Doc Rivers to get you to the playoffs.
Yeah, but the Bucks don't need that.
No.
The Bucks either bring in they should have brought in a young guy that's gonna like build to something good, or bring in something that's gonna get us over the top.
Yeah.
And we had Giannis in his prime. And you guys won the one ring.
I'm gonna be honest. Winning only one with how good Giannis was failing as an organization.
And I know they're in Milwaukee. They're not gonna get free agents, but whoever they tried trading and bringing in,
they just didn't do a good job as a front office.
I like their team better when they had like a bunch of mixed max pieces. Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis,
guys that were gonna
Brook
play
Lopez,
hard.
Middleton, who was their point guard, True Holiday.
Yes.
Like they had a team where it was like a bunch of role players that can do something really good, and they just built around Giannis, and Giannis was the best player.
Yeah.
They tried bringing in Dame. Dame was hurt a lot. Giannis, it's just,
They were better off just running back that team over and over
just
again.
Build her with the draft and bringing young guys.
Versus trying to do the superstar team.
Giannis only having first round exits after winning a ring is. It's sad.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, he's going to go somewhere, and he's older at this point. Is he going to make it through a season? Is he going to be able to compete for an actual finals? He can be a playoff team, but a finals, a ring?
As a one guy anymore,
He's going to need, like, he's going to need somebody next
I think people are too quick to not bring them up when they talk about worst future because Giannis is on the team.
But he's going to be
gone.
gone.
They won't group them in those other teams, but
they'll be there real soon.
Bleak. Real
Wait
fast.
till that trade. And they're going to be right there with the with the Wizard, or not the Wizards, the Nets,
the Kings.